It was a foggy Wednesday morning in downtown Chicago. The glass and steel towers of the Orion Enterprises headquarters glimmered dimly under the early mist. Inside, panic was quietly brewing. A high-profile merger was on the brink of collapse. Millions hung in the balance, and tempers were fraying. But no one expected the solution to come from the tiny corner of the office usually ignored. Meet Isabel Moreno. 11 years old, unlike other children her age, she didn't play video games or scroll endlessly on her tablet. She studied human behavior, corporate systems, and languages. Her latest obsession? Exposing the subtle corruption that allowed the Orion Enterprises management to enrich themselves while crushing employees who dared speak up. Today, her work would pay off. "Excuse me, sir," Isabel said in flawless Mandarin, addressing the CEO, a notoriously impatient billionaire named Elliot Hawthorne. Hawthorne froze mid-sentence. For the past 20 minutes, he had been struggling with his translators, misinterpreting key clauses and losing millions. And now, a child, the daughter of Isabel Moreno, a longtime office assistant nobody noticed. And yet she spoke the language that the executive team could barely comprehend. Isabel was not only fluent in Mandarin, Spanish, and English, but she also had an IQ of 170, a fact she demonstrated when she corrected a major legal misinterpretation that had baffled the head of legal. While other children her age watched cartoons, Isabel devoured books on economics, law, and human psychology from the local library. Hawthorne's personal assistant, Mr. Blake, whispered nervously. "Sir, she's just a child," Isabel interrupted, switching to English. "My mother has submitted over 10 warnings about these errors, all ignored. Maybe it's time someone listened." Over the past 2 years, Isabel had documented every injustice her mother endured. She had kept emails ignored by HR, photographs of destroyed memos, and even secretly recorded conversations where supervisors belittled her for asking simple, legitimate questions. "My mother is more qualified than anyone here, yet you make her fetch coffee and organize files, while ghost employees steal millions under your nose." Blake laughed nervously. "These are childish fantasies." Isabel opened her backpack, revealing a thick folder, a laptop, and a recorder. "These are not fantasies. These are facts. Emails, recordings, payroll discrepancies. Your HR director has created 38 fake employees over 5 years, diverting funds into his personal accounts." Hawthorne's eyes widened as he scanned the documents. One by one, Isabel demonstrated. The emails ignored by upper management, recordings of discriminatory remarks by supervisors, screenshots of the payroll system showing salaries paid to non-existent employees, video proof of employees being forced to work unpaid double shifts. Blake tried to speak. "This is impossible." "Impossible?" Isabel interrupted, calm but chilling. "I've spent 2 years proving it, and you will answer for every attempt to discredit us." By mid-morning, Hawthorne had called an emergency meeting. Isabel, Marisol, and a small team of discreetly recruited staff entered the conference room. The HR director and his assistant arrived, believing they could spin this situation. Isabel clicked through a detailed presentation. Ghost employees listed by name. $1.8 million diverted over 5 years. Audio recordings exposing threats and racial bias. Documentation showing forced labor as punishment. At the end, she turned to Hawthorne. "This goes far beyond discrimination. It's federal fraud, and I have evidence ready for investigators." Just then, 3 men in suits entered, FBI agents. "Mr. Hawthorne, we've received a detailed report concerning fraud and exploitation at this company. We need to ask you a few questions." The HR director froze. For the first time, he realized a child had outsmarted him completely. The HR director was arrested for fraud and forced labor. His assistant faced federal charges for complicity. Hundreds of employees received compensation for unpaid work. Isabel Moreno was promoted to Director of International Relations. Her salary increased tenfold. Isabel enrolled in a private school for gifted children, fully funded by the company as an investment in her extraordinary talent. Hawthorne looked at Isabel, now a national sensation. "How did you do all this?" Isabel smiled, calm and confident. 2 years of observing, listening, and recording. The world respects evidence more than excuses. Outside, the media buzzed. The story of the little detective who brought down a corrupt system spread nationwide, inspiring children and adults alike. Isabel had proven a simple truth: underestimating someone because of their age, appearance, or position is not only morally wrong, it's strategically disastrous, her mother whispered, watching her daughter read financial reports on a tablet. The best revenge is your success, Isabel smiled. And this time, it was true.